Welcome to We Shoot Films. Today we're going to be in After Effects. I'm going to show you some green screen and some tips and advice on how to green screen better and then export into a PNG sequence. So let's get into it. Open up After Effects, import your footage, all right? It's up here. I'm going to grab some. And right here, I just throw it right there. It'll create the composition for me and everything, all right? If you need to check your composition and settings, you go up here to composition settings, and then you can change whatever you need to change, but, you know, everything's cool for mine. Anyway, a few green screen tips just in case. Always shoot at 60 frames per second. You don't want too much motion blur when you're shooting green screen. Now, can you shoot at 24 frames per second? Yes, you can, as long as the person is not moving much. You know, if they're at like a basic interview and they're not doing a lot of harsh movements, 24 frames will be fine. But when you got somebody moving around a lot, especially for music videos or anything active, you want 60 frames per second, okay? All right, so that's that. Also, shoot at a high, 10-bit, 422 color space. Can you do 8-bit? Yes, you can, but it's just, the more color depth, the more color space you have, it's just going to be a better experience, all right? All right, so we're here. We got our footage in here, and people usually say, make sure you light your green screen perfectly. And that's cool and that's true if you're in a perfect world, all right, which a lot of us aren't. But you do, technically, you want to light your green screen, evenly lit and have the person far away enough from the green screen to where they don't cast any shadows. That's the perfect world. As you see here, I don't live in that world because he has shadows all over there. You see him all over here. His shadows is everywhere, okay? So what do? Can you still get a good key? Of course you can. Now there's ways to go about this. And this is what I've found to be true, based off everything I've done. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna show you where most people would wanna, key out from here first, but I'm gonna tell you to go with the darker first. When you key from the light to dark, it doesn't key out enough background. But if you go from dark to light, it keys out most of it. I mean, it does a better job. And I'm gonna show you. Go up here to effects. We're looking for keying, and we're gonna get the Keylight. All right. Also, another tip. it just keeps popping in my head. I denoise my footage. So once I shoot my green screen, I denoise every piece. Everything I'm gonna use, I denoise it in either DaVinci Resolve or Neato. Yeah, Neato's a very good one. I ain't gonna lie, it's a very good one. But I denoise it a little bit just to take off a few artifacts. But anyway, let's get back to this. Here we go. So we're at Keylight here. Up here, say final result, and there we go. We're gonna do it the way people will mostly do it. You get the picker right here, and mostly people would probably choose over here because it's nice and green. So let's do that. We click it, nothing happened. Well, there you go. Now you want to go change from final result to screen matte to see what really happens. Okay. So black is transparent, okay? What's black is transparent. This stuff is just basically kind of still there. It's just see-through. It's in the gray. And white is perfect. White, I'm going to see him. He's perfect. He's, that's what we want. We want our subjects to be white and everything we don't want to be seen to be black. Now, as you see, we picked right here and it did a good job there, but look at all of this. Now, can you still use this? Yes, but you're going to have to stress out your key more. Right here, say screen. Right here, we say screen matte. Screen matte. Hit that. Clip black and clip white. Those are going to do most of the work for you, all right? So we go to clip black, and it sounds like I said, it's going to take away, it's going to make all this black. So you got to push. You got to keep pushing, all right? We're clipping black. Now we're getting right to there. Okay, so that's about 57. And then you see this here, you see these little black spots on him. That would be clip white. So we're going to move that till he's totally all white, okay? And you want to usually go through your footage a little bit to make sure there's nothing that you missed. I'm going to go right back, all right? And then you would go, back to intermediate result. You can go final result. I like intermediate result. So boom, and there you go. And if we show you the key, it's still gonna be a good key. I'm gonna create a solid. And there you go. You see, it's still a good key. It's still a good key. It's not that it's bad, but you don't usually want to stress out your key by always having to push. I'm gonna turn this off. By always having to push your plugin, the Keylight. You know, you don't want to push your keyed out footage to the most. You want to get it as least. You want to do it as fast as possible with the least resistance. Okay. So now let's go back. I'm gonna reset this. Okay. And now I'm gonna pick the picker, but instead of going to the light that didn't give us that great, I'm gonna go choose the darkest. Look, I'm gonna go right here to the darkest. Click. All right. And then we're gonna go to screen map. Okay, it did a little, but it looks a little different now. If you remember before versus this one. Now I clicked on the darker points. Now we'll open up the screen map. Clip black, clip white. Let's go to our clip black. How much do we need now? Last time was 57 to clip it black. Now it's at 14, so that's great. It's gonna keep our edges nice, you know, because the more you have to push, the more it starts eating into your edges. So you don't want that. So look at that. And then we still have these things as usual, these little splots, whatever. And then, you know, take those out. There you go. And let me turn on then we go back to intermediate result, and let me turn on the key. It's a beautiful, perfect key. It really is. And it's the same thing. We didn't do nothing different. To get a better key, as far as to not stress out the key, you just went to the shade first. So if you have an uneven key, an uneven lit key where you got some shade and light, go for the shade first, okay? Hit the darker greens, because as you see, I just proved it. Don't say I didn't help you. All right. Okay, so then we have, what else we have? We got the screen shrink glow. All right, grow. The screen shrink, okay? This is basically, let's say if you wanna, now you see the edges here, I might wanna, you can expand it. See, you expand it, start bringing in the green back. But I just bring it down a little bit, not much, just a little, you know, not much. Especially when you get a good key, you don't have to do it as harsh. And then the screen softness is gonna just soften this out some. So I like to use that. So I use a little bit of that. See, screen softed. You don't want your edges to be so harsh. Sometimes you want them to blend in a bit, you know what I mean? See that? But I don't use final result. I always stay in intermediate results. But sometimes, you know, the final works. But you see now I created like this weird, you see how I created some this weird like outline on them, this harsh. Let me see if I turn this off, what it looks like. It's like a white. Now let me go to intermediate result. Yeah, I like intermediate. You see it went away, so I would stick with intermediate result. Anyway, all right. So we did a shrink grow. You don't gotta worry about the hard color and all that if you stick to intermediate result, which I think is the best. And that's it. You know, he is perfectly keyed out. You know, you wanna run through it a little bit, you know. Make sure everything's cool. Now you do see a little bit of the green spill though. See, we call green spill. And that's where you want to grab your advanced spill suppressor, and that goes away. See? That goes away. So you got off, you got the green there. See the green? You can see it better up here probably. And then we turn it on. And they got standard and ultra. You know, ultra is gonna work your computer a little harder, but you know, you choose which one you wanna do. That's how you do it. It's that simple to get basically this look. You know, it's not that crazy. Now, also, I like to add a little sharpness to them, so I'll add a little sharpening to them, maybe about 9. Just to brighten them up a little bit. You see, that's without the sharpening, and just to bring them out a little bit. And I'll add a curve, a small curve to them, just for the dark. I bring it down to actual like this. Some people would do this. I don't do that. Not at this moment, I wouldn't do it. So I just want to keep it simple and just do an actual like that. Just to bring them up a little bit, get some color in them, get some contrast in him, you know what I mean? And then I'll do the rest in Unreal Engine or wherever else I'm gonna do them at. And then I will desaturate them a little bit probably, but not much, So, that would be your basic green screening situation, workflow. And he's perfect. He's doing his thing, man. This video will be out pretty soon. I'm working on it. But yeah, there you go. Look, it's a beautiful, beautiful key. Look at this. I'm telling you, that's a gem. Make sure you key to the darker green and not the brightest green. Go to the darker green. It's going to key out way more better, way more evenly. Let me show you how to do a PNG sequence. You just go to here, you go add to render queue, or you could do the media encoder, but I'm going to add to render queue down here. See high quality, quick time. You want to find PNG sequence. And right here's the most important, RGB plus alpha. Make sure you pick that RGB plus alpha. Don't worry about this, that's fine. Audio isn't recorded with PNG sequences. They have no audio. You got to sync them up later. That's the only whack part about PNG sequences. But I still love them. And that's what I use to go into Unreal Engine, if that's what you're interested in. And then you hit OK, come here, pick where you want it. Pick a folder on your desktop, hit save, and there you go. You got your PNG sequence. And that's all there is to it, Hopefully this helped you if you were trying to find some information. Maybe I said one thing that just could help you out. If so, I hope you will subscribe. Hit that bell on the side so you get notified on time, all right? And like I always say, it is what it is. I'm out, y'all.